Alright guys, so working on a wheel horse 308-8, 8 horsepower tractor today. Okay, this is a 1986. Got my helper out here with me today. Hi Hopi. She's staring at the neighbor. Okay, so we got an issue with the transmission. I hope not the transmission, but it appears there's an issue. She wouldn't go in any gear. She just wouldn't move. However, when I pulled up on the brake pedal, pulled it back further than normally would go, it seemed to move a little. So that made me think it's a tension on the belt. So we pulled it all apart. We got the two guards off, and I took the seat off too because I wanted to clean it all out in there. It's a mess. We got a broken rubber there for the shifter I'm going to replace. So the fluid is full. Everything else seems fine. That belt's in terrible shape. It's not ripped, it's not broken, but it is worn very, very bad. I don't know if you can see it, but it's bad. I mean, it's lost most of its V. So we got a new one here. Again, these are 5/8 of an inch wide, 82 inch long. So we're going to be replacing the belt and see how we are with the Trani then. I've had this tractor for about 6-7 years. I've used it to pull firewood out of the woods. I've used it to plow snow, everything. This little tractor, 8 horsepower, has been a real workhorse. And really incredible. It really is. So that's the job that we got going on the next couple of days. It's a little different taking the guards off than it is on the other older tractor that you've seen me do. But it's easy enough to figure out. The bolts are in clear view. And what I usually do, just a little tip for guys not doing this often, when I take the bolts out of something like this, I take the piece off, I put the bolts back in the holes. So you know you're putting the right bolts in the right place when you put it back together. Just a little silly tip, but it can save you a nightmare of aggravation later on. Okay, so what do you think, Hopi? Huh? She is so obsessed with horseflies and bees and everything else flying around here, driving her crazy. But she loves being outside with me when I'm working on the equipment. That's about all I got to say about this right now. We're gonna take that belt off. You got to take the drive pulley here. Okay, you don't have to take that off. Actually, you just got to take the guard here off. Take the bolt out and swing it to the side, and you take the belt off. Again, it's much easier than a regular vertical shaft tractor to work on, I believe. So we'll get that belt on hopefully the next day or two if the rain holds up, and get this old girl back in shape. Huh? Right, Hopi? Yeah. She's aware of everything around here. We got a stray cat on the property, keeps coming and going crazy with it. We got chipmunks, we got groundhogs, everything driving her crazy. Alright guys, this is the original spring that was in there. Okay? It was a real jerry-rig job done by somebody years ago, I guess. This was going, this here, wire here, was going to the brake pedal spring connected down here and back into here. And it's only about 4.5 inches long, 5/8 diameter maybe, quite flexible. So I'm surprised it lasted this long. But that's why that belt wore out also, I believe. It was not being released and tightened properly, and so it was probably jumping all over the place for all these years I've had it. So I put a heavier spring on there, right? It's a little harder to press on the brake on the clutch pedal. That's what I meant to say before, clutch, not brake pedal. But I kind of like it because I know it's releasing, and everything looks good now. So this thing gets chucked in the old recycle garbage pail, and I hope to have this completely together soon. We'll see. But anyway, had some unexpected time today, and so I guess we're going to be getting back in. Alright guys, so I managed to spare up some free time this afternoon. Decided to jump back on this 308. Got the new belt on, and I discovered something else which I believe is the culprit to the problem we had. Over here on this side, I put a new spring in here for the tension. Okay, there was a really cheapo spring, and it was coming around the back side into this hole, and I actually threw it in the pail there, so I can't show you it. It had very weak tension, and I think that might have been the problem. It wasn't fully releasing, so I put a heavier spring on there, and now it's nice and tight. Not too tight. I can show you the pulley system here. Okay, yeah, nice. Flipping it with my finger. To me, that's good. Okay, I can push it down like 3/4 of an inch. That's good. All right, and of course, then that frees it up. When you step on the pedal, the clutch, that comes forward and frees it up to spin, and it goes back. Okay, so gotta button this all up, put it all back together, and I'm just looking over things now, seeing what else might have to be done while I have it all apart. There's always something to do, but I don't get too carried away with the small stuff. So she's a working girl, and that's what she's going to do. She's going back to work as soon as she starts running. I got